Hey, this is Raibu, and as you can see, I'm not playing a game today. Instead, I'm going to teach you a little something. This tutorial is going to be about how to make a thumbnail for your YouTube videos. Now, I know of three particular ways to do it, so I'm going to try to show you all three and as quick and as painless as possible. So, we're going to go straight to the first one. And this is any program that does not work in layers. Okay? This is just a normal program where you can load up your pictures and add words and stuff. You know, how people make some of their pictures on Facebook and stuff without Photoshop or any of those high-end programs. So now, you go open, and this is a picture that I've already worked on, as you can see. So, I took this screenshot in Minecraft. I made sure that my window size was 1280 by 720, because this is what the resolution that my videos are in. I went ahead and did everything I needed for the picture. Now, you can go ahead and just have scenery and none of this, okay? But I decided for this particular thumbnail that I wanted to make the title already in the Minecraft world. So, the only thing that's missing is my episode number. Now, I could also put a title on here. I did leave enough space to put a title if I want to put one later on. But for now, I just want an episode number. So I go over to the text. And yeah, don't worry about this. This is a German program. Don't worry about it being in a different language and everything. So now, the size I wanted is about 120. And I want it in red. And Arial Black is a good font to go with because you can read it pretty well. There are a lot of other ones that you can use anytime, and they are readable, but that's up to you. That's up to your play style. And so I'm just going to use Arial Black for now for the demonstration. So I'm going to put down episode 1. That's all I really want there. Don't want anything else. Okay. Now, it's selected, so I should be able to change the color if I want, just like this. And I should also be able to change the size. And, of course, if you don't like the font that you chose originally, you could always go back, and in this format is usually what happens in most programs. It'll have this like selection, as my graphic design instructor used to say, the running ants. You'll have the running ants around your picture, and it's a selection, so you can change things about it using your tools. Now, this is it. It's done, okay? So, what you do is, you go to Save, Under, or Save As. This one says save under because it is in German, like I said. So now you save as PNG, JPEG, whatever, right? And we're going to take and call this something else. We're going to call it test 1, okay? So now we're going to save it. It's going to go through all of this. Hit OK. Alright, now, this now saved the program. Now, that the error message was saying that this was not glued, per se, to the image. It's not, they're two separate objects. So, the program wanted to know if I wanted to continue from here anyway. Now, the reason why it did that was because when I open up test 1 again, if I click on this, and we'll go into the selection here. If I click on this, it's not moving. The program did it for me. It glued it to the page form or to the other objects for me so that it could save in the format that I asked it to. Now, this program has something that also another type of program has. Okay, but I'll get to that in a second. Now, here, you can't edit it at all. So what you would have to do is you go to open, you go to your base, open that up, add in your next text, episode 2, position it where you want it, and then you save it again. Now, instead of saving it as a PNG right away, we take the thumbnail base, we get rid of this, okay? Let me get in the selection. We get rid of this completely. There we go, delete. And then we save this in a different format, okay? Now, you could also, with this format, you could also leave this in here, okay? Which, depending on the program, could be an easy way, it could be a hard way. Now, for this program, it's easy to leave it there. So you go to Save As, and you go down here to UFO for this program. Now, what this is, it saves all of the objects in the picture without gluing them together, okay? And so this way, when you go back to it, you can change things about the picture as you wish. Now, since I'm only changing the episode number, I really don't need this. All I should do is just load up the program or load up the image again and just add a new date or add a new episode number or title, whatever. It's easy. It's not really that hard. But if you have, we'll say, if you have this part, this is the title of my series. So if you have all of this and you're putting this into the picture yourself, okay, and you don't want to change this all the time, but you just want to change this, then you could use this this saving method or this data type. Okay, now some of these programs have their own data type, so it's not going to be always UFO. It's going to be something else, and you're going to be able to save under that particular data type and still be able to edit your pictures. Okay, so let's cancel this because that's not really what I want to do here. So I can go ahead and use my thumbnail base to make as many of these as I want, and it's a real simple process. But like I said, if I have a title here, I have to change my thumbnail base to to a different data type. Right now, it's a PNG, okay. But I would have to save it as the UFO for this program anyway, so that I keep my title the way it is as an object on my page, and then I can just change out my title if I have one and my episode number. Okay? Short, painless, right? Okay. Now, this is also done in presentation programs. Okay, I have Presentations 12 from Corel, the same company that makes WordPerfect. So I go to Presentation, Create, And I can go ahead and we'll take this one here because there's nothing on it. And we can create the thumbnail from here. Okay? Now, the same rules apply as far as the other one. This, when you save, you go to save as. And you see here, this has, down here where it says data name, I guess you can translate it that way, is SHW. Okay, you can't see my cursor because I have it hidden, but it says SHW. It's highlighted in blue right now. Okay, that is for this program only. Okay, and the different versions of this program only. You can also save as other files. You could save it as a TIFF or a PNG or a JPEG. You can do this as well, but you won't be able to alter the pictures just like in the other program. Now, you use this to save your objects into your picture so that you can change them later. Okay, now this version of how to do this I got from Jay Sano, and he explains it very well. So if you want another explanation of how to do it using a presentations program, or PowerPoint is the other program you would probably use, then you can go over to his channel. You know he's a Mindcracker, so just go over there and check out his video. Now, the third way to do this is to use a program that saves your pictures in layers. Okay? Alright, now, such a program like Photoshop, you can do this. You start with a new picture, 1280 by 720, or whatever resolution that you saved your picture in, so that you have your base. Then, all you have to do is open up another folder with, we'll go to my League of Legends one, with the picture that you want to use, and I'm using Warwick from League of Legends, okay? And you just drag and drop it into the scene that you're working on. Now, from here, you are able to move your picture around. You shift when you get onto these corners to keep the aspect ratio. Okay? But see, now I still have this space. And I don't want this border that was over here, so I'm just going to go ahead and stretch it out. It's not that big of a stretch. It still looks like Warwick. You can still recognize him. So, we'll just leave it there. Now, you hit enter. Now your picture is finally in your scene. So, from here, you go to your text tool, and you type in whatever you want. We'll say episode 1 again, okay? And you're able to move it anywhere on the page, okay? Now, you want to pay attention to the color of your text, because if you have a dark spot like this, you don't want it to be black, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this color to a bright red, okay? After I highlight it like I'm supposed to. Okay, just go up to the corner. Brightest red I can find. Okay. Now I have it. I can see it in the dark areas. I could see it on any other part of the page. Okay. Now I want a title on this one. So I'm going to do the same process again. Okay, now except I don't have to change the color because it's already changed for me. Alright, and my first episode, I used my score at the end of the match as a title. And I'm going to keep doing that. So, now, if you look over here if you look over on the side, you see that you'll see a background. You'll see the picture that I pulled into my scene. And you'll see two other lines of where I put my episode 1 and my title. Now, these are layers. Okay? Each of these are separate from each other. If you do save this as a PNG or a JPEG, they will not be saved in layers at all. Okay? It'll be just like all the other programs. It'll pack everything together, and you will not have a picture that you can edit later. So, I want this to say League of Legends. Okay? So I'm going to go into my folder. And I remember I used it for a different video. So I just go to the spot where I have it. Okay? Make sure I'm on the select tool, or else it's going to try to place it in the same layer as I'm working on. Okay? So like if I have this selected, it's going to try to put it in my text layer, and then it's not going to work. So I select over here and go ahead and drag and drop my picture. Now, it's a little too big. Okay? Because my series is called Learning League of Legends and not just League of Legends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold shift, and I'm going to pull this down to keep the aspect ratio to about that size. Now, if you look in the corner, I don't know if you can see this, but there's a width and height marker. So now it's about 5 inches by 2 inches. Okay. Now, I want to find a good place for this. You don't want to put it over here because I want everybody to see Warwick in his full glory. Okay? So, I could put it anywhere here. Now, you see these little pink lines? These pink lines are telling me that I can line this up with the edge of that, the top edge of that, or I can line up the side with the middle of my episode title, or I can line up the middle with the middle of my title for the episode. Either way. So now I'm just going to put it over here for now. Hit enter so that it's in my scene now. Okay. Now, like I said, it's called Learning League of Legends. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Learning. And I'm going to highlight it because I don't want it that color. I want it to match the logo up here. So I'll pull up this, and I can go ahead and use the eyedropper to select the color that's on this picture. Click OK. And now it's the way I want it. Okay, now I'll move the cursor to the corner because I don't want it flat. I mean, it doesn't really look like it fits in this way, and I don't really want it covering any of this, you know? So what I'm going to do, just to give it a little artistic look, I'm going to turn it like that. Okay? And again, I can still line it up with any part of these pictures I want. I'll line it up to the edge of that picture and to the top of that picture. How about that? Okay? Now, apply. I'm done. So, there are things that you can do with Photoshop that you can't do with any other program except for programs like Photoshop. So I'm going to stop this here, and I'm going to show you the tricks in Photoshop to make this picture look even better in the next video. So, as far as you have it, you have 3 different ways to make a thumbnail for your YouTube video. And I hope you liked and enjoyed this video and are able to use what I've taught you here. So, give it a like if that's the case. If you like what I do, go ahead and subscribe. I also do League of Legends videos, as you saw, and Minecraft videos, and I will be doing more soon. And I will catch you guys later in another video. How about that? Alright, this is Rybu. Check you later.